Have you ever wondered what would happen if someone sat you down at the beginning of your nursing career and told you everything you need to know before starting your nursing? Yes, in this video, I tell you everything I wish I knew before starting my nursing. Hello everyone, if this is your first time here, my name is Iris. You can call me Ute. I am a newly qualified nurse here in England, and this is a platform I have created where I share my experience of being a student in England from my GCSEs all the way to university and now being a qualified nurse. So the first thing on my list is grades. Guys, we all know that grades are indications of our activities or achievements that goes on in our degree, the entire degree that we are studying. It is very important. Your grades, trust me, are very important because one, they will help you with progression. They will help you if you want to progress and do certain things like medicine, a physician associate, midwifery. It is important that from the get-go you know the grade requirements that is expected of you so that you can be able to tailor your studying or your learning towards getting or achieving those grades. You get your grades from assignment, exam, quizzes, placement, and let's say if your simulations get marked, then that will be also a way of getting your grades. Guys, what I want to say here is, as much as our grades are a reflection of the activities we do at university, not every student is going to get the higher grades, and you don't have to let this bring you down or discourage you. I have seen students, my colleagues, that were, say, getting low grades, and that became a problem for them, and they became discouraged, and it was a thing of, I'm not capable of doing this program, and then I might end the program. No, the grades you get in year 1, year 2, even year 3 does not define the kind of nurse you would be. So if you are getting low grades, don't worry about it. I am not saying fail your course, but don't worry about it. As long as you recognize that I'm getting low grades in this aspect of my career, whether it's your academics or placement, as long as you recognize these are not right, I'm not getting the grades I am expected to get, and you make adjustments, you plan you make new study plan, you involve yourself with study groups, speak to your personal academic tutor, ask them how you can improve, and you make adjustments and you make improvement in this. Trust me, you're gonna come out with a decent classification in the end. One thing I will talk about in this aspect is that nursing is all about how you can be an exceptional nurse and also make a difference in someone else's life. Let's say you can be an extremely academic as a student, but then if you do not have the characteristics of becoming a successful nurse, or if you don't have that personality that is welcoming for your service users family, your co-workers or your colleagues, then I think you are not going to be a very good nurse. Mind you, your final year is a combination of your placement and your academics. So you get 50% of placement and 50% of academics. That is what comes together to form your overall degree classification. So let's say you are academically excellent, but then you don't perform well in placement. Are you going to pass? And this is the most essential thing you have to get, because your placement shows that this individual is someone capable to become a nurse. Also, in nursing, we all are going to end up starting our nursing career as band fives. So it doesn't matter. No one cares about your grade, whether you got a first, whether you got a 2-2 or a 2-1. As long as you have passed and you have that characteristics of a good nurse, that's all. The next thing I'm going to talk about is your assignment, and there is one thing I want to make clarification here that helped me. So we all know that writing assignments indicates that we have understood that module that was taught to us. How I do my assignment and what I want you to take from this conversation is that treat your formative essays like your actual summative essay. What I mean is that it doesn't matter whether you have been given just a 250 word count to submit as a formative, or you have been given 150 words or a quarter of the whole assignment to write or submit as a formative. Please write it with every concentration. Someone might say, oh, it's only 150 words or it's only 250 words. How am I going to write it as I'm writing my actual essay? It doesn't matter whether you are going to submit just an introduction. Make sure that introduction that you are submitting is written in a way that you would have written your actual summative, because then your academics have got something to base on it to give you a constructive feedback to say, this is where you are improving, this is where you need to work on this. Now, when that is being said to you, you're going to just sit on that and make sure that you are correcting all those mistakes. Let's say you've submitted an assignment with an actual referencing based on your university style of referencing, and you've done it appropriately. You've done your intercitations very well. You've written your introduction very well, or maybe you've written a chunk of your the body of your assignment. You've written it properly and you have submitted, and then the academics look at it and they say, oh, this is done very well. Would you worry about that again? Follow whatever they've said to me, and that is exactly how I'm going to write my essay. But then if you do not do that properly and you just do it anyhow, or some student might say, oh, I didn't get the chance to submit a formative, you have lost all that opportunity. You've lost that benefit of getting that feedback from them. And so you are writing the essay blindfolded, you see, and you might pass, but you wouldn't get the grades you want. So what I would say is, if you are lucky enough in your university and you have the opportunity to write formative essays, please make sure that you are writing this and you are writing them well, because that's the only chance you've got. And one thing I will talk about is making good use of your academic support workshop at your university. Academic workshop will support you with academic writing, referencing, anything that comes with your essay writing. You will get it from your academic workshop. So if I were you, as I'm doing this program, I would take my academic support workshop as my friend. Sometimes what I do is I write the essay and I go to them and I let them proofread it for me. And proofreading is very, very essential when you are writing your essays. So getting academic skill workshop for them to proofread your essays for you. Obviously, they wouldn't write the essay for you, but at least them proofreading it put you in a place that you know you are on the right track. So make good use of them. Your assignment deadlines. Guys, please, if you are listening to me, please make sure that your assignment deadlines. I don't care whether you will buy an academic planner like I used to buy mine, I can show it here, or you want to do a Google Calendar, whatever that makes you stay on track, and you know that these are my assignment submission dates, make sure you are doing it. You can take an accountable friend. I used to have an accountable friend. Also, writing assignment in university, you will have to make sure that you are planning your assignment well. So usually in my university, we get a month for us to write that essay. Depending on your university, look at the duration that is expected of you to write that essay, and make sure that you are planning your essay very well, because most of the time what you will recognize is that you will be writing your essay while you are on placement, and that becomes sort of like a workload. I don't know, you sort of think like you're multitasking, but what I understand is that when you are a nurse, you have to be able to manage your time well. That is the reason why we sometimes will be on placement and will be writing our essays at the same time. So while you are on placement, you will get to know that the essay you are writing actually reflects with that placement you are on. So it's kind of like you are learning, you're getting some of your experience or resources from being on placement to be able to complete that essay. But it's not fun. It is not a fun time when that happens. So try your best not to procrastinate in nursing, because if you do that, that means you put yourself for failing, and of the things that takes your time as a student is referencing. So I make sure, as long as I have been given this essay and the module is still ongoing, I am writing down, or I am looking for my articles and I'm referencing all of them. So when I'm about to write, I just get on with writing. You can do that and see. So that doesn't work for you, just do you, but this is what I do to save me some of the time and also not delaying on my assignment. Placements, guys, in the whole nursing career, your placement can make or break the whole degree if you don't take care. As a student, you have a responsibility to be able to identify the level in which you are at, so that you can seek for the experience that suits you during that level of that experience you have. Say you've gone for a placement and you know certain skills. It is your job to let your assessors know that you are capable of doing certain things, and this is where you need to improve. Obviously, that will come with your pebble pad or your placement workbook, but then it is your responsibility to be proactive in telling your assessors what you require, so they will help you to get all those needs. Yeah. Also, as a student on placement, you have to demonstrate the willingness to be part of the team in which you are working, and you have to make sure you are practicing safely. This will let your assessors, supervisors, and the people you are working with know that you are ready to learn, and that they will draw you closer to them. So guys, as long as you are on placement, you are proving to your assessors, supervisors, and the whole multidisciplinary team that you want to learn by asking questions, writing stuff down, new things that you come across, things like new medications, what they are used for, the rationale for using them, the side effects, you writing them. During my placement, these were the things I used to. Every placement I used to make sure I buy one of these, and I'm writing down stuff that are new to me. Look at this. I think this was year 1. I was writing this. I was writing stuff down. One thing you've got to put in your mind is that all the nurses or the doctors, or they've got their pins, they are not working towards any pin whatsoever. It is you that is working towards a pin. So it is you that needs to prove to them you want to learn. They do not lose anything if they don't teach you or if you don't come to them to gain the experience. It is you that is going to lose a lot because you are the one aiming to get a pin. And also, one thing you've got to know is that you might not like every placement that you get. I won't sit here and pretend I loved every placement I had. There were times that placement that I had, I really didn't fancy those placement. But do you know what I did? I went in with a fresh mind every other day and said to myself, you know what? Every placement comes with a different experience and a skill set for me to learn. So I am going there, even though I don't like to be here. I am coming prepared and ready to learn. Just teach me anything. At least I will be there for maybe a 12-hour shift and I'm gone, I'm home, I'm back home. Or I will be there for, let's say, 8 weeks. As long as I hit my 4th week, the remaining 4 weeks will come just like that. So I don't lose anything. I need to prove that I'm here and I want to learn. All that is all you need. And trust me, you will get people, staff that are willing to teach you everything you need to know. So don't worry about the placement. If you don't like it, go and do your best. Take it as every day comes with a new experience that you have never ever met before. Because for all you know, it might be a different scenario tomorrow, and that would be maybe the scenario you would want to learn. So just go and learn. And one thing I will say about placement is that if you think that placement is going to make you fail, if it is the worst ever placement and there is nothing you can do, you've tried your best, but then it's not working, speak to your assessors, speak to your practice educators if you have them, speak to your link lecturers and tell them, okay, I have been on this placement and meant to be a supernumerary, but then I'm not getting that experience as a supernumerary, so this is not working for me and I want to change. You're not getting the experience you need for you to be able to learn. Tell them and they will make adjustments. If that is not within your capacity for you to do that, you can ask for a spokes placement and go and learn, because that will also give you an experience. Just look for a spokes placement, discuss it with your assessor or supervisor and tell them, you know what, I need this experience as well, because I have never had that experience and I prefer getting that. So I would like to go for a spokes here. Would you be able to book it for me? Some assessors might tell you to book it yourself, or they might look for that spokes for you. Just get a spokes placement. Go away for maybe 1 or 2 weeks, because I know you can go for a spokes placement for 2 to 3 weeks. At least that will give you a fresh headspace for you to come back to that placement you were initially booked. Don't stay there and fail, because you have to be a nurse that is warm enough, that is welcoming. You don't have to be a nurse that no one can approach. With that, you're gonna fail. Yeah, so make sure that you are learning and understanding the rationale for you being on that placement at that particular time, because your university knew that you needed that experience. That's the reason why they've put you on that placement. So make sure you get your best out of that placement and don't put yourself for failing it, because That's the last thing you would ever want in your life. Everyone finishing placement and you alone being on placement. Assessors do not take delight in failing you. They will only do it when they know you are not proactive and you don't want to learn. That's the only way they're going to fail you. So if you think that placement is going to put you in that situation, just look for a spokes placement and go. Guys, I understand everything I've mentioned here in this video is essential, but I recommend that if you are taking anything from this video, let it be this one thing. It is so dear to my heart. It is reflection. Guys, reflection, this could be reflecting on your placement, reflecting on your academic performances, reflecting on how strong you have become, reflecting on the confidence you have gained at the point in which you are in your nursing. It is something that gives you that opportunity to evaluate what you have done and analyze where you can make improvement and adjustment. See, nursing is an incredible career, yeah, but then it can make you feel sad. It will make you emotional. Sometimes you feel like I'm not confident in this. Your confidence level will come from there to there in nursing. Sometimes you will think about why you even opted to do nursing. But one thing that has always kept me strong in my career is that I am able to reflect. I am able to debrief. This can be reflecting on your placement, reflecting on your academic performances, but then giving yourself that opportunity to be human and understand that not everything can go well throughout the journey of becoming a nurse, and you can make improvement. You can speak to people who have been there ahead of you, who have got that massive experience, and they can tell you what to do and what not to do. What I do most of the time is I try to debrief by making sure that patient information are kept confidential. So for example, sometimes when I've finished placement, I can debrief with my, let's say, my colleague at work, or sometimes I can debrief with my sister. I can tell her how I felt today at work, how I didn't feel so confident, and also how I've enjoyed my performances at work. And we laugh about that, and we just advise each other. Sometimes what I do is I come home and I practice mindfulness. I just sit down, let myself go for a couple of minutes, think about the things I'm grateful for, the things that did not go so well, things that I can improve, things that made me feel sad or a bit emotional, and know the rationale behind that, why that happened, and if I can make changes if I come across that situation again. I do sit down, write all those things down, and I got it written down on paper. That serves as an evidence for me to work on those things. Also, what I do is sometimes I do meditation. So guys, the next thing on the list is taking a break. It's very important. Guys, if I knew that I could take holidays during my nursing career, I would have done it. Throughout my nursing career, I have disappointed most of my friends and my family members only because I was all the time focusing on studying, going for placement, going to university. I didn't have fun along the line. If I look at my other colleagues or my other friends who had time to go out on a holiday, spend some time with their friends, I'd sit and think through and I said, oh, what a time you have wasted. Not necessarily wasted. It helped, but then I could have spent that time very well with my family and friends. I wouldn't have put myself in this situation that now that I'm trying to make up with them, only because when they wanted me to be around, I was not around. I was focusing on my education or learning and all those things. I know being intentional with your studies in nursing is important, but try and take some time out. Being said, I will recommend that you watch my other video on how to prepare before starting your nursing. It's got a lot of things that you can review before starting your nursing to be able to stay confident in your first year as a student nurse. Also, what I will tell you is nursing is doable. It is an incredible career. Enjoy your nursing. Be confident, you can do it. If I was able to do it, to come out successfully, then you can do it also.